Down round is a round of investment, so a new issue of new shares at a lower valuation than the previous one. It's not good news most of the time. It happens when basically the company did not grow as much as the expectation of the previous investors in the previous round. You have different kind of down rounds, but let me explain you three. You have early stage down round. Typically, it comes between the triple F and the seed round. And here the reason is because entrepreneurs tend to build rounds early on at very high valuations to the triple F investors. So triple F, we discussed that in another video, it's family, friends and fool. Family, friends and fool invest in your business just because it's a good business, because there is a strong emotion. And this is where you say, well, you know, I have this great idea and look at the business plan, the growth is crazy. Let's value it at like, 2 million and I need 100. So you're gonna let go 5%. And people will chip in. But then 9 months later, or 12 months later, then you do a round with real business angel or VCs. And they look at you in your eyes and say, hey man, no traction. Team is not ready yet. So yeah, let's invest at 1 million. And we're gonna put 200. So it means you will have a dilution of 20% versus the 5% that we were discussing before. And it also means that the value of the company has been divided by 2, meaning that the value of the shares you gave to the triple F were divided by 2. So you have to get back to them and say, hey, we have a problem. That's a down round. Typical. Then other typical down rounds are rounds where Series A or Series B are invested by early stage VCs when you've been able to generate like cool FOMO and it's oversubscribed. So that allows you to higher the valuation. And why wouldn't you? And then there is like, change in the economy or in your industry, or you can have a pandemic, you were involved in tourism. And by the way, in 6 months, you have no money in the account. And here, or you have a turnaround in the economy. And then the new investors say, okay, we're happy to chip in, but the valuation has not been growing, so we'll do that. By the way, in the previous round, everybody wanted an in, and now there's just one investor. So it decides the valuation, and most probably it will be a down round. Second very typical example of down round. And then the third one, which is bad, but it comes from the good, is you're growing fast enough to do Series A, B, and C, and then you kind of in a decision to go to IPO. But you already had like a strong valuation on the private market, and you issue the IPO, and basically you're not able to sustain the expectation of the market, and the value of your shares goes down, and then you calculate basically all the money raised versus the value of the company, and you figure out that basically your IPO has been performed at a lower price the last round. So down round, it's like bridge financing. Not a good word to hear.